Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode 6. So last time, yes, it was very nice because we've seen the feelings of the different characters, Shannon, Canon, who else? Beatrice, right? The younger one, the newer one, the pure one. Chick Beato, and yeah, those scenes that we had last time, all of them were good. So, yes, the annoying little detective is back. And let us continue and let's see what happens today. News of the drifter of Furudo Erika quickly spread across Rokkenjima. Erika had been welcomed in politely, and it was decided that she would be treated as a guest until the typhoon passed. In the dining hall, Goda's wonderful dinner had ended, and everyone was relaxing and enjoying some after-dinner coffee and cheese. Apparently, Butler was a bit relieved that Erika had come and turned into a good scapegoat. It drove away some of the attention he'd been getting piled on him for finally coming back after 6 years. In fact, she turned out to be very talkative. When the conversation turned to a sophisticated discussion of the mystery genre, even the adults were drawn in. She was apparently so well versed that even Nanju, who had vast knowledge of the subject, was impressed.
確かにな。嵐の孤島に洋館に不気味な一族。そこに雨宿りの探偵とくりゃ、もうお膳立てが揃ったも同然だぜ。
ご安心を。どんな難事件であっても解決してお見せしますので。
Yeah, she will solve it no matter the means. No matter what, she'll do it.
それが探偵の務めです。
頼もしいじゃないか。むしろ何か怪事件が起こってほしいものだね。犠牲者役はごめん被るが。
I hope I don't have to play the part of the victim.
あなた、不謹慎です。
まあ、人間のミステリーの歴史なんてほんの100年足らず。そのトリックもアイデアもほんの数種の焼き直しですでに描くべきことなどありません。いかなる不可能犯罪、密室殺人が起ころうとも、すでに類型化されているどれかのトリックを形を変えただけに過ぎないのですから。まあ、それでもミステリーが読み物として現代でも通用するのは、古典もろくすっぽ読まない付け焼き場の自称マニアが、自分の不勉強ゆえに知らない古典トリックをさも新鮮であるかのように勘違いして大騒ぎしてるだけなんですが。
Everyone couldn't help but gape at this imposing claim. If an aged critic had said it, that would have been one thing. But to think that a young person like this could say it boldly.
ミステリーなんてもう半世紀も前に終わったジャンルなんです。私に言わせればですが。でも不勉強なバカばっかりのおかげで私は探偵面ができるというわけです。
Thanks to countless ignorant fools, I get to play my part as a detective.
それを言ったら、恋愛なんてシェイクスピアの時代に完成されてて、以後は読む価値もないってことになるぜ。
そうですね。じゃあロミオとジュリエットさえ読んどけば、恋愛なんてもう理解できたも同然ってことじゃないんですか？
そんなわけねえさ。本は読んだ数を競うものでもねえが、さりとてこれで十分だと威張るもんでもねえ。過去の古典の話ばかりで新書を読まねえのは、いわゆる悪しき解雇主義じゃねえのか。それこそ読書をサボる年寄りどもの言い訳だと思うぜ。
そうですね。私もバトラさん程度には本を読まないと言いまかされちゃいそうです。
俺？ 本なんか読まねえし。
Butler chuckled, but Erica knew from the previous game that Butler was actually quite an avid reader. So his words felt like more of a challenge.
そんなにも推理自慢ならクイズとかパズルとかは得意そうだね。
マリアさ、ほらクイズとかの本持ってなかったっけ？
Realizing that Erica's arrogant statement had made the atmosphere a little more tense, George smoothly changed the subject. By now, it was more than clear that she wasn't the cute guest she had appeared to be. Maria pulled a book out of her bag that had quizzes and puzzles written on it and started reading them to everyone. It looked like it might turn into a beautiful quiz party, but of course, that isn't what happened. As a credit to all her big talk, Erica managed an impressive ratio of correct and immediate answers. She took complete control, and her bragging began to escalate more and more. George slightly regretted the choice he'd made when changing the subject.
$106 です。
106 matches. What?
トーナメント表を書くまでもありません。
The question how many matches would you need for a tournament with 107 teams was answered instantly by Erica.
これは問題というより知識です。参加チームから1を引いた数が必要な試合数という公式がありますので、まあ例題の4チームなら3試合、8チームなら7試合という数字を見た時点で法則性に気づいて当然ですが。
What are they talking about?
エリカすごい。
エリカお姉ちゃんでしょ。
エリカお姉ちゃん。
言ってごらん。
エリカお姉ちゃんすごい。
大したもんだな。なるほど。
まあ探偵を気取るつもりならこの程度は。
すごいね。きっと将来は本物の探偵になれると思うよ。
まあもうそのつもりですが。
The cousins all thought about the answers to the questions, but Erica always answered first. Rosa thought it was a bit rude for Erica to say the answers out loud while people were still thinking instead of keeping them to herself. But since Erica was a guest, she decided against mentioning it. In truth, Erica was perfectly aware of this when she answered the questions instantly. Each time, she would grin broadly. You can see her personality coming out, right? As though saying you all still haven't solved such an easy problem.
エリカちゃんは名探偵さんなんだから、あまり本気にならなくてもいいんじゃない？
そうですね。子供向けの問題なのにムキになってしまいました。気をつけますので次の問題をお願いします。
よーし、今度は負けねえぞ。マリア、次の問題を頼む。
大きなチーズが1個あります。
You have one large piece of cheese.
それをナイフで1回切り分けると2つになります。
A single slice with a knife can split it into two parts. Okay.
では8個に切り分けるには最低何回切ればいいでしょう？
Single slice can split into two parts.
あ、僕はこれ知ってるよ。だから黙ってよっかな。
Okay. George, acting like the adult he was, set up a mood that would prevent people from answering right away, even if they knew the answer, in effect sending a warning to Erica. It seemed that Erica understood and she averted her gaze, snorting derisively.
8個なら4回で切り分ければよいのでは？バカね。
それが答えだったら問題にならないじゃない。
そういうことだな。こういうのは想定の回数より少なくできるものと相場が決まっている。しかしどうすればいいやら。
ああ、わかったわかった。こりゃチーズだからできることだな。
そうね。バースデーケーキでこれをやったら大喧嘩になるわね。
Okay.
そやな。チーズならともかくケーキを切るにはその切り方じゃあかんな。
みんな答え分かってんのかよ。くそ、分かんねえの俺だけかよ。
あー、わかったぜ。なるほどね。3次元で考えなきゃダメなんだ。
うわ、ジェシカまで。わかんねえ。どうすりゃいいんだ。
マリア、答えわかるよ。ここに書いてあるもん。
こら、マリアだって答え見るまでわからなかったでしょ。わかる？バトラ君。
なるほど、私にも分かりました。これはチーズだからこそできることですな。
南條先生まで分かっちゃったのかよ。ひょっとして俺だけが分かってない？
Okay.
バトラさんの頭も少し火を通せばチーズみたいに柔らかになりそうですね。
ナイフは0回で手でちぎれるとかそういう答えじゃないんだろ？
んなわけねえぜ。ナイフ以外では切れないチーズってことで。
チーズを立体的に想像するんだよ。難しいなら紙ナプキンの裏に絵を描いてみるのもいいかもね。
大きなチーズが1個あるんだろ。
I got one large piece of cheese.
それをナイフで8つに。
8 pieces.
ナイフは直線じゃなきゃ切っちゃダメ？
そうよ。ナイフは直線に切るだけ。まあでもヒントね。切り方は直線にじゃなきゃダメだけど、どこを切るかは自由なのよ。
どうやってナイフを入れればいいか、いろいろ想像してみろ。
So cut it in half, is that it?
少々ひねくれたやり方を想像した方がいいだろうな。
I don't know, man.
バ
Come
トラ
on.
君のお手並みを拝見だ。
You have a large piece of cheese. How many times must you cut it with a knife to make it 8 pieces? You could obviously do it in 4 cuts. Yes, I said 4 earlier. Could it be done in even fewer cuts than that? Our hints so far point it to being possible specifically because it is cheese. If it was a birthday cake, you really wouldn't be allowed to do this.
Cheese. チーズだからできる技？おう。わかったすっかり騙されたぜ。頭が硬えとダメだな。
Okay, will you tell me?
ようやくひらめいたようですね。それが正解だといいのですが。
チーズはナイフ以外では切れないんだよな。ナイフは直線だけで切るんだよな。 それ以外に何も条件はないよな。なあ。
おう。特にない。
よっしゃ、間違いない。くー、ひでえ問題だぜ。これはまるで謎々だ。
上から切るばかりがノーじゃないってことだぜ。上から2回切って4分割。
Okay.
その状態で側面から切れば、上段と下段に分かれて4分割が倍の8分割。
立体で考えないと出せない答えだね。つまり正解は3回さ。
3?
そうなのか？
What? You keep it like that. You make 2 cuts from the top, 4 pieces. You keep it like that and then they cut across the side, splitting it into the upper and lower halves. You get 4 times.
俺、1回だと思ってたけど。
What, you got 1?
そらどんな魔法や。いくらなんでも1回は無理や。
Explain.
これはなぞなぞじゃなくて普通に算数的な問題よ。
おお、そうなのか。3回ってのはすぐに思いついたんだが、それじゃ簡単すぎて問題にならないと思ってひねりすぎたか。
バトラの答えの方が5本の答えより少ない。バトラが正解？
Dude, did they even say something? What kind of cheese we're cutting though? Did they say like, oh, it needs to be a block of cheese or the circle one? I think they didn't even mention that. Right? Dude, why am I thinking about cheese so much? Give me a sec. Yeah, 1 large piece of cheese. That's the problem. You have 1 large piece of cheese. Right? They didn't say what kind of cheese though. What kind of like shape or size it is. It says 1 large piece. It could be a block. It could be a circle. Okay.
ええ、そうです。バトラさんが正解です。正解は1回です。
Oh, the correct answer is 1 slice. Butler was happy that someone had confirmed his answer. However, at some point, Erica's face had lost its cheeriness.
私以外に1回と答えられる人間がいて、それがよりにもよってあなたとは。
エリカも答えは1回なのかよ。どうやらお前も相当ひねくれてるみたいだな。
1個のチーズと聞いて、その形状を決めつけるのは実に愚かしいことですので。
できるわけないわ。お兄ちゃんの勘違いでしょ。
Look, even Anja is kind of confused right now.
3回未満でどうやって8等分するのよ。
愚かしや人の子よ。8つに分けろとは言っているが、等分にしろとは問うていない。
Yeah, they didn't even say what kind of cheese.
それにしたって不可能でしょ。ナイフ以外の方法で切るの？
ナイフ以外では切れない。ナイフは直線に切らねばならないと条件がある。
The rules say that only the knife can cut it and that knife can only cut in a straight line.
しかし逆に言えばそれ以外に条件はない。
However, to turn it around, the rules do not say anything besides that.
いや、そもそもチーズの形さえも示されてはいない。
The shape of the cheese is never specified. Yes.
そうか。 みんなは大きなチーズが1個って聞いてカマンベールみたいな平べったい円筒状のものを想像してたのか。
Yes, that was on my mind. The cylinder type, right? The circle one. When I heard about cheese, that's what went into my head. And then I was like later, like, did they even mention anything about the size or what kind of cheese or whatever, right?
俺は朝食のトーストの上に乗せるスライスチーズを想像していたぜ。ナイフで切り分けるような立派なチーズとは普段縁がねえからよ。
Okay.
チーズの形状に条件は示されませんでした。
The shape of the cheese isn't specified in the rules. So basically anything, any answer I guess could be correct.
出題者のミスです。おそらくマリアさんのその本にはいわゆる平べったい円筒状チーズの図面があるはずです。
ある。ほら。
As Erica had guessed, the book Maria held that an illustration of a piece of cheese, just as Erica had described it. With the cheese of this shape, 3 slices really would be the correct answer. You cut in the plus pattern from the top to make 4 pieces, yes. And then cut it from the side, then double that to make it 8 pieces. However, since this illustration hadn't been shown, the interpretation of the cheese had been left to the answer. Or
確
answer,
か
I
にそう
mean.
ね。出題の時点でチーズの形状やその柔らかさなどには触れられていなかったわ。
そういうことです。どうやらチーズも頭も柔らかかったのはバトラさんの方だったようです。
わけわかんねえぜ。スライスチーズだったらどうしてナイフ1回で8個に分けられるんだよ。
Like he's thinking maybe there's like 4 cheeses in a stack? 4 sliced cheeses?
お手元のペーパーナプキンで試してみたらどうですか？これをスライスチーズだと思って。
つまりよ、こうしてさ、蛇腹に折るわけさ。
So you're gonna fold the cheese, okay?
何回折れば8個になるかな。
6回です。
6 times. You're gonna fold that cheese 6 times and then you're gonna cut it once. To fold it accordion style, you alternate between upward and downward folds. Once you're done with this 6 times, it looks like the side of an
普通の
accordion.
チーズならこんなに折ったらそこでちぎれちまうところだが、
Yeah, it will definitely break.
ナイフ以外じゃちぎれないことになってんだろ。
Okay. Okay. This puzzle, man. They're teaching you a lot. Yeah, if you think in it like logically or how it is in real life, if you fold a slice of cheese, it will break, right? But in this puzzle, the only way to break the cheese is to use the knife, right? So no matter how many folds you do, it's not gonna break.
ええ、問題ありません。
Okay.
ナイフ以外では決して切れぬ魔法のチーズですから。
その畳んだのも真上からバサッと一刀両断にすりゃ。
確かに8分割だ。
ちょっと待てよ。これじゃ当分にはなってないぜ。
But yeah, they didn't say that it needed to be equal, though.
出題者は8つに切り分けろとしか言ってません。
Yeah, it didn't say that, oh, you needed to make it all the same sizes.
当分は条件に含まれませんでした。
You just need 8 pieces.
まあ折り方を工夫すれば当分も可能ですが、お頭の固い皆さんには説明が混乱するので省きます。
I wouldn't want to confuse you stiff-headed people with the explanation. Come on. Honestly, I think what they're telling us in this puzzle is, yeah, you really need to think out of the box, I guess. Like when they mentioned this earlier, like you wouldn't even think that yeah, the way Butler says this, right? Like if you can fold it, that it will not break. You wouldn't realize that, honestly. At least in the beginning, correct? So you need to really see or really need to analyze what is being said. They didn't mention what kind of cheese it was or how big the cheese is. The one that goes into your mind is, yeah, the cylindrical kind of cheese instantly. Because yeah, pretty much every time you have something like that, it's always the circle, right? But here it was never mentioned. It was never mentioned as well that it needs to be equal. It just needs to have 8 pieces. For a while everyone was stunned. Butler had reached a far better answer than Tree by thinking of the problem as a riddle. Eric had already known both answers had even stopped a mistake made by the book. The others could do nothing more but stare at those in surprise.
すごいわ。頭が固かったのは私たちなの？
So pretty much you can also say this in the story, right? That you can, what do you call this? Like the answer, like this one for the cheese, it cannot just be one answer. It can have multiple different answers, but the way you do it is different. But at the end, it is still correct, right? Like yeah, multiple answers can be sent and all of them can still be correct.
これは乾杯ですな。
私たちは3次元で考えたけれど、どうもバトラ君とエリカちゃんは次元がもう一つ上だったみたいね。
だいぶ魔女とのゲームで鍛えられたようじゃないですか。条件なき問題、すなわち赤き真実の外側はすべて観測者の自由自在。
It seems the games with the witch has toughened you up quite a lot. Puzzles without specified rules. In other words, all things not covered by the red are left to the observer's interpretation. Yes. If it was said in red that everything the cheese needs, it needs to be equal when cut, right? Okay, there wasn't anything like that, so yeah, it is left to you as the observer to interpret it, how to do it.
魔女の密室の感激を縫う基本中の基本。
I think what they're saying here is how you can solve, I guess, all those closed rooms back then.
何の話だ?
Is that it?
小説か何かの引用か?
まあそういうことにしておきます。それにしてもどなたの脳みそもカチンコチンの石ころチーズってわけですね。
Without any signs of restraint, Erica looked at everyone and laughed sarcastically. Only Maria didn't notice the venom in that laugh as she happily turned to the next page. Oh my god, what is this now?
じゃあ次の問題ね。
Next problem?
3つのコップと6枚のコインがあります。3つのコップそれぞれにコインが1枚、2枚、3枚になるように分けてください。
Okay. You have 3 cups and 6 coins. Split up the coins so that there's 1 coin in 1 cup, 2 coins in another cup, and then 3 coins in the 3rd cup. Okay.
おいおい、そんなの簡単じゃねえかよ。最初のコップにコインを1枚、次のコップに2枚、最後のコップに3枚入れて出来上がりだぜ。
Yeah, that's correct. It's 6, right? 6 still, yes.
ではそれを5枚のコインでもできるでしょうか。
Can you do the same thing with only 5 coins? What? What do you mean 5 coins? So remove it?
また陳腐な問題が出てきましたね。 まさか皆さん、この程度の問題にまた瞬きをいくつも費やされるおつもりで？
Wait, what does she mean again? Okay. Then, okay. 1 coin. Okay, Jessica said that. However, can you do the same thing with only 5 coins? Also, she's saying... Okay. By now, Erica was gazing around with an unpleasant look, acting in a manner that was completely inappropriate both for a guest and someone of her age. She was no longer a guest who would be staying until the storm passed. She had transformed into an annoying guest who wouldn't leave until the storm passed. Everyone thought this, but they were unable to say it aloud. Can you put it like this, for example? Just how they showed it earlier. 1 coin in the first one, right? 2 coins in the second one. And then 3 coins, or no, 2 coins again in the third one. So, can you stack it? Make it like put, let's say, the cup in the first one. You put it in the third one, or the second one, then makes it 5, right? They didn't mention that you can't stack it.
ほら、お箸の使い方がうまいかどうかは、コインをお箸で掴めるかどうかでわかるそうだね。
お箸？そうです。お箸です。
Chopstick? What the hell?
お箸は世界で最も優雅な食器です。突き刺し、引きちぎって口に運ぶナイフとフォークなんて野蛮の極み。お箸こそが最高です。私の箸使いこそが芸術。
Jessica was about to say, aren't chopsticks just sticks? But stopped herself just in time. She realized that it'd be best to let George take control for now.
小銭あるけど、ちょっと僕と競争してみない？僕もお箸の持ち方には厳しいんだ。
そやな。ジョージの箸は随分厳しく教えたんや。
確かに。テーブルマナーは育ちが出てしまうものだ。エリカさんの持ち方もなかなかに良い。
俺の小銭も貸してやるぜ。枚数が多い方が面白いだろ。
ジェシカ、よく見て覚えなさい。
Okay.
うせえぜ。
よし、競争しよう。ここにある小銭をどれだけ多く自分のお皿に移せるか。
望むところです。お箸、お箸。
What is wrong with you? This time, George had steered the conversation into a good direction. Everyone else understood, and they helped to egg on this chopstick fight and change the subject. They were fully aware by now that Erica was extremely proud of her intelligence, and apparently she had the bad habit of using that to look down on other people. She spun her chopsticks around with the deft hand of a juggler, staring at the coins scattered on the table like a dog who had been told to stay after having a meal placed it in front of it. Wait, they didn't solve it anymore? Dude, why did they stop? I was so immersed in what's happening. The unsettling sound of the wind had now blended in with the sound of the rain, mimicking the howl of some monstrous beast. Just when it seemed to be crying out sadly, it would suddenly turn into a roar and rattle the window, striking up even more fear and unease within me. Who's this? Oh, it's her again. It's Angie again. Light from the hallway poured in through the thin crack of the slightly open door, and it seemed to carry with it a laughter that was warm and happy but very distant. Also, this was in the beginning, right? So they were talking there They were doing their puzzles and then Angie was here. I'm sure everyone in the dining hall or somewhere is having a good time. I want to go there as soon as I can. I'm sure my family will be there. I hate being all alone in a place like this. Dad, Mom. I stubbornly tried again and again to get that door open, but the merciless chain just wouldn't let it open any further than that crack. On the contrary, feeling this close to a way out just made me more impatient. Gulping and trying to ignore the fear lurking behind me, I quietly closed the door. The light coming out of the crack, it's just a trap. An iron shackle making it look like I'm an inch away from freedom, though that door will never actually open. A shackle trapping me in here for all eternity. I need to get out of this creepy room as soon as possible. When I closed the door, all that filled the room were the eerie sounds of wind and rain. The way the wind picked up every now and then and shook the window frame felt like a monster in a cage shaking the bars. I was so scared of that monster, I couldn't help but avert my gaze from the window. I gotta search. If I can't get out of the door, I need to find another way out. Just to the side of the door was a closet. There was only enough space inside to hang overcoats. Of course, it didn't connect to anywhere outside the room. If this were hide and seek, it'd probably be fun to hide in here. However, inside this creepy room, it'd be no better than stepping away or stepping into my own coffin. If I go in there, maybe I'll find myself trapped in the closet next. This fear I didn't understand sent a massive shiver up my spine, and I closed the closet door in a hurry. There's one door left. Bathroom. When I opened it, there was a bath and a toilet. Of course, there was no exit. There weren't even any windows. This is the first time actually we've seen a bathroom. Oh no, I think we've seen one. Did we see one? I think in episode 1, right? Yeah, I think we've seen one with Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi was in the bath. He was dead. If I turned the faucet, water would probably come out, then disappear down the drain and flow inside or outside. But I couldn't get out that way, unless I went into the bathtub with a stopper pulled out of the drain and smashed my flesh and bones to bits. I had the feeling that this was the only way out. So the black stopper in the bathtub drain looked extremely terrifying. I tried a lot of things, both mentally and physically, but there really was no chance of me getting out through the bathroom. Next is the window. Beyond the window is a pitch black darkness. The fierce winds and rain are slamming against the glass. The darkness on the other side of the window may have been unsettling, but I didn't really care where I went as long as it got me out of this room. However, the window was clamped shut right down the middle of the window, which was made to swing open like a set of double doors, were several ugly metal clamps. It was even more unnerving than the chain on the door, like a rough operation scar on some bizarre monster. The wind and rain slammed against me, the window frame, shaking it and making it pre-cloudy. However, unlike the door, this wouldn't open even a crack. I've had enough. Give it a rest already. What the hell is going on with this room? I've had enough of this creepy room. Enough! It is impossible to go outside except by the door and the windows. And compared to the thick door, the window looks like it might be possible to break. I'll smash it. If I swing a chair at it, the glass will probably break. I might even be able to smash a wooden grid that runs through these latticed windows. All I need to do is make a gap large enough to slip out of. I grabbed the fancy looking antique chair and headed back to the window. Smash it. Over and over. The glass smashed with a violent sound and the frame groaned and creaked. Smash it, and smash it. over and over. If I can just break through the wooden grid. What the hell? Even though the glass had been smashed apart. Even though the cold rain that blew in tormented me. They weren't iron bars. It was a slender wooden mesh. Even though it's fragile enough to make that creaking sound, why doesn't it break? No, wait, maybe it's almost broken. What if I try attacking it from a different angle instead of just smashing it head on? I stuck my left hand outside through the hole in the broken lattice window, grabbed the frame from the front with my right hand, and tried to break it by shaking it around from both sides. My left hand started to grow ice cold from the frigid winds and rain. When I shook it, the fragments of glass sticking out from the broken frame poked into me and my wrist was soon stained with blood. But if I can just get out of here, this much pain is no big deal. But I can't get out. I'm stuck. It won't open. I can't break it. The more violently I shook the frame, the more glass fragments tore into my left wrist, causing me intense pain. Wait, what's... Before I realized it, the glass fragments in the frame had extended outwards. It was as though an ugly beast was trying to chew off my hand with glass teeth. It didn't just feel as though they were growing outwards. They actually were getting longer before my eyes, and they're chewing into my hand to bits. I tried desperately to pull my hand out, but it had already dug deep into my wrist and I couldn't move it. I put all my strength into it, but it just hurt more and more, and the glass didn't even budge. The hell? Let's go. Let go of me. I hit the glass with my right fist over and over, but that just hurt my right fist and did nothing to release my other hand. Just then, my left hand, which was still exposed to the rain outside, brushed against something slimy. Wait, what? It couldn't have been a leaf blown out by the winds, or anything like that. I mean, it just felt like the touch of someone's rain-soaked hand. Then it closed tightly around my left hand. When I felt the fingers, I knew that one person out in the darkness was touching my left hand. And yes, I know who it is. It's the witch. The terrifying witch who rules over Orokinjima's night. The two hands soaked in the freezing rain, it gently caressed my hand. However, though I could tell what was happening by touch, I couldn't see anything out there in the darkness. Then, it felt about my fingers and twisted my ring finger upwards. It's gonna break. At the moment, I saw something in the darkness for the first time. It was white. The darkness grinned and bared its white teeth. Then the mouth filled with eerily white teeth approached my finger that had been twisted up so far it was about to break and open wide. It must have been laughing at me from the darkness. After all, the creepy mouth was twisting upward in a huge grin. I had a horrible idea of what it might be trying to do with my finger. A shiver ran up my spine. I resisted as much as I could, but the fangs of glass just couldn't release my left hand. And then it gently bit my finger. What is happening? I was enjoying the puzzle earlier. What is happening right now? Flesh and bone were crushed and torn apart in an instant. Crunch, rape, tear, squelch, splat. Okay, let's take a break here. But dude, seriously, I was enjoying the puzzle earlier. They didn't even talk about the other puzzle anymore. The cup one. Yes. But I was enjoying it. No joke. I was really enjoying that. But now we got some weird scene right here. I guess with Engine, her getting bit by someone. Who knows what that was, but yeah. I think this puzzle that we got here is pretty much telling us that, yeah, whenever you see like some red fruits or no, not technically red fruits, but like how do I say this? Like you need to think out of the box, I guess, every single time. If it's not said by red or not stated by red, you gotta analyze what's being said instead, right? Just like how earlier, yeah. No one mentioned the shape of the cheese. No one mentioned that it had to be equal. All of that statements there, and it was pretty cool. And I guess it's telling you that if you're trying to solve the mystery of this Umineko game, you really need to think out of the box and just analyze what's said. If it's not stated directly in red, right? Like it's good. It's good though. It's good. I had fun with that, even though I got a little bit confused, right? I was like, what? Did they even mention the shape of the cheese? Because in my head I was just thinking about, yes, spherical, cylindrical cheese. But in reality, it didn't have to be like that. Correct? It could be any kind of cheese. You just need 8 slices of it. It didn't even say that it needs to be equal, just need 8 slices. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty good though. A good lesson, I guess, for us, while playing this game. It's nice. Very nice. But the weird scene with Angie there. What was that about? I don't know. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 6 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye-bye.